China, a bully of the world, always bullied its neighbor since China came into today's existence in 1948. They are bullying a specific neighbor in the name of South China Sea. They are doing also same with South Asian neighbors in the name of so-called Chinese historic land. They are using their filthy money to poison the world. They poisoned the India's western neighbor Pakistan. Pakistan is a nation where the terrorist organization breed and being funded by the state. Pakistan terrorist organizations are terrorizing every corner of the world in the name of Islam. And Pakistan's all-weather friend China is helping Pakistan to shield the masterminds of terrorist organizations. China is not only bullying countries using its lame military power, but they are also using their power to protect the terrorists in the United Nations, especially Pakistan-based terrorists. We have to say China is protecting terrorists and this organization, because recently China files a bid to blacklist a Pakistani terrorist in the United Nations. China has blocked a joint move by India and US to list Pakistani-based Lashkar-e-Taiba leader Abdul Rehman Makki as a global terrorist by placing a technical hold on the proposal. This is not the first time China is doing so. China also did same in case of Lashkar-e-Taiba chief Masood Azhar. India came up with a proposal in 2009 right after 26/11 Mumbai attack, which was conducted by Lashkar-e-Taiba. So India came up with a proposal to put total ban on Masood Azhar's activity. But then also China blocked Indian bid by putting it on technical hold. Nevertheless, they have to budge under Indian pressure in May 2019. And finally Masood Azhar became United Nations designated terrorist. The proposal to list Makki as a global terrorist, India and the US jointly approached United Nations Security Council, Al-Qaeda and ISIL Sanctions Committee. This committee also known as 1267 Committee. On June 1, India and the US jointly proposed to list the Makki as a global terrorist. India and US also circulated their proposal to all 15 members of Security Council. China has 15 days to object against US and the Indian proposal, but they did not do anything within those 14 days. They did at the last day on the June 16, because no objection procedure was valid till June 16. Because of technical hold, the proposal is in cold bed for the 6 months. This is the standard procedure under the United Nations Security Council. This is the same thing China did for the Masood Azhar. You know, China is a false country because most of their lands are captured by them. That includes Tibet and Xinjiang, which is popularly known as East Turkestan. China's claim of counter-terrorism is nothing but a sham. They are using the muscle power to kill the Muslim in Xinjiang regions in the name of counter-terrorism. They killed Uyghur Muslims of Xinjiang region. They are also killing Muslims, those who are living abroad and protesting against his country's propaganda politics against Uyghurs. Now it is important for you to know who is this Makki. Abdul Rehman Makki is a close aide and brother-in-law of LET founder Hafiz Saeed. Makki is the deputy chief of LET and the head of the group's political affairs department. Makki also serves as the head of the LET's foreign relations department. He is also member of the Sura, or the governing body of Jammat-ud-Dawah. Both LET and JED are the terrorist organization under United Nations Security Council. He has previously taught at the Islamic University of Medina, Saudi Arabia. He is a hardcore Islamist terrorist. He supported suicide bomber and Fidain operation through his own book. The United Nations State Department of Treasury and the Indian government designated Makki as international terrorist. India declared him terrorist under Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, simply known as UAPA Act. US has also announced $2 million bounty on his head. Makki is popular in Pakistan for his anti-India speeches. Abdul Rehman Makki, alongside Hafiz Saeed, is currently working for Difa-e-Pakistan Council, which is designated to defend the interest of Pakistan and agitated against the drone attacks in Waziristan. Pakistan DPC, in its own words, against the war in Afghanistan. They protested against American operation against Al-Qaeda and Taliban. It has also protested against the NATO supplies going through the Pakistan. In 2017, his son, Abdul Rehman Makki, was killed in the operation by the Indian security forces in Jammu and Kashmir. At the moment, the question is, what Pakistan have to do against any terrorist if he designated as the terrorist under the United Nations Security Council? Any designation of Makki by the United Nations Security Council would have required Pakistan to take 3 steps: freeze his funds and financial asset, enforce a travel ban, and cut off any access to arms and related materials, which will be a painful punishment for a nation which sympathizes with terrorist and terrorist organizations. The Pakistan use terrorism as their foreign policy. If any of the foreign policy matter will be obstructed by anybody, that will irk the Pakistan. Makki is not only culprit for the India or the US. He was reportedly arrested by the Pakistani authorities on May 15, 2019 from Karachi. He was kept under house arrest in Lahore in the face of growing pressure from the Financial Action Task Force to crack down on terror financing. In 2020, Makki was convicted of terror financing and given an 18-month prison term by a court in Lahore. Makki is also responsible in orchestrating several attacks in India. Makki has been involved in raising funds, recruiting and radicalizing youth to plan the attacks in India, especially Jammu and Kashmir. While the Makki has held leadership position in LUT and JUD, LUT was involved in several brazen attacks in India, such as 2008 Mumbai attack, the Red Fort attack of December 2000, the Rampur CRPF camp attack of January 2008, the Karan Nagar attack in Srinagar in February 2018, the Kanpura Baramulla attack in May 2018, and the Gurez Bandipura attack in August 2018. We know China and the Pakistan describe their relationship officially as all-weather partner or all-weather friend and the iron brother, and Pakistan backed China during the Hong Kong capture, and they are still supporting Chinese massacre in Xinjiang province, which is against Uyghur Muslim. But Pakistan never heard of any of this, according to the Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan. Also, Islamabad always get Beijing helps in any matter in the United Nations. Beijing support Pakistan occupied Kashmir in the United Nations Security Council since 1948. So Beijing has gained Pakistan support everywhere around the world. In return, Pakistan gains Beijing support on all matter, whether it is as bad as terrorism. This savage relationship between these two nations is damaging the world peace. So now the questions. The first question is, which country has recently signed a free trade agreement with United Arab Emirates? The first option is Australia, second is Israel, third is France, fourth is Italy. The second question, the West Nile River was first detected in 1937 in which country? The first option is Kenya, second is Uganda, third is Chad, fourth is Egypt. So this is the end of the topic. If you have any question regarding anything or any matter regarding anything, then you can contact me through my email address, which is tuhin.power.academy@gmail.com. If you found my topic informative, then please subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Thank you for your support.